Have you ever looked at your Minecraft world and thought, my world's kinda lame? Like, yeah, I had beaten the game, but there's still a ton more to do that I wanna do. So, today I'm gonna be building 6, technically 7 Minecraft farms to make my world OP. But first, we ended off in the end. So, here I am, and I'm looking for an elytra. Elytras make the game so much easier because you can move around much faster with them. And guess what? I found an end city, but it doesn't have the ship, so that means no elytra. But it did have some decent loot inside. It had diamonds. Remember, I'm in Superflat. I can't go mining for diamonds. But after another 45 minutes of searching, I finally found another end city with a ship, which means an elytra. With some other loot along with my elytra, I was able to head home. I collected the dragon egg. Wait, hang on. I collected the dragon egg for real. After collecting the dragon egg for real, 50 minutes after I had killed the ender dragon, I finally saw the end credits. Back at the end fortress, I grabbed my horse and we were on our way for a 4,000 block journey back home. But now we're back home and it's time to make some farms. First, we enchanted our tools, grabbed some materials, and we can work on our first big farm. And you guessed it, it's an automatic mob grinder. Not like the one that I built in the world with Zyplo, but an actual efficient mob grinder. I built the platforms first and then did all the technical redstone dispenser and observer stuff after. So now the farm is technically done. All I have to do is build the stupid, annoying water that pushes them into the killing chamber, which gave me so many problems. Look at this. Just what is this? Look at this though. It's all done. The water is so satisfying. And after I put in the hoppers and campfires, the farm is actually done. And then we moved on to the next farm. A cobblestone generator. Which, is it a farm? We'll call that farm 1.5. Anyways, farm 1's rates seem to be doing really well. And now that farm 1 is perfectly working, we can move on to farm 2.5. If you don't remember in my last world, I built this. It's a nano potato farm. It didn't really work because I didn't have a very good source of bone meal, but now that I do, it should work pretty efficiently. If you don't know how this works, I explained it in the video where I did this last. Basically, I plant the potatoes through dispensers, place bone meal on it, it grows, and then the piston makes it dark, and potatoes can't grow in the dark, so they break, and I collect them. But it also is really loud and hard to talk over! Now, farm 3.5 is a farm that you've probably never seen before because, for one, it isn't very useful in a world other than Superflat, and it is very big and takes a lot of resources. If you want to build this farm efficiently, you have to build 48 blocks in each direction from this bell, which, if you're wondering, makes you build a 96 by 96 platform, which, after some quick maths... What the fuck? Not to mention I had to build this farm twice, but it's a water and trader farm. Yeah, I bet you didn't even know those existed. And here it is. I know it doesn't look like much, but trust me, that's 9,216 grass blocks that I had to place. That may not have been that long for you, but for me, it was several hours of my life. Maybe this is why I don't have a girlfriend. Huh. So I was only AFK for like an hour, and I knew I probably wouldn't have anything, but it doesn't hurt to check. Well, that's not annoying at all. Alright, time to check the ratio of our mob farm. Wait a second, that's not supposed to happen. I always hate when this happens. I got it fixed, it didn't take that long. And then I built this dragon to calm me down. I like it, but you don't. Okay, it's time to leave my PC on overnight. Hopefully it doesn't burn. Alright, time to go see if we got anything, and that is really good. But the slimes, Superflat, why? I grabbed as much as I could from these guys, especially sand. That is really important, and I guess I didn't explain why. So the whole reason I built the Wandering Trader farm was because I needed sand. Because Wandering Traders is the only natural way to get sand in Superflat, and it's kinda stupid, but I need sand for TNT dupers and future farms. And if you haven't noticed, I got a new mic, so that's cool. Anyways, I had to AFK for another night because I was missing one more thing that I needed. And now this lit Wandering Trader gave me what I needed. And finally, we can move on from the farm that we've spent nearly half the video talking about. Let's move on to the next farm. It's a sugarcane farm, covered in leaves because I don't have glass. Not gonna lie, I never get jump scared in Minecraft anymore, but this actually was kind of fun. Anyways, now moving on from that, we can build our sugarcane farm. Honestly, sugarcane farms aren't that hard. I've built many in the past. It's just some simple observers and pistons that you use. I did kind of mess up the collection system a little bit, but it's just a simple fix. It really wasn't that big a deal. After I was done building the sugarcane farm, I began getting a laundry list of items to build for the next farm. The next farm is definitely the most complex farm of this video, and it's one that I've never built before, so you know what that means? I don't exactly remember who it was by, but I see this dude pop up a lot, and his design is very similar to mine, so we'll give it to Dusty Dude. But this farm is very hard to make. Like, just look at the list of items that I need to make it. But this farm is very important to make, and I guess I never said what it is, but it's an automatic tree farm. Sticks are like my main source to get emeralds along with potatoes, which I already covered earlier in the video. Which means, yeah, the whole premise of this video is emeralds. Mostly. The other farms that I built are for other things too, like I need gunpowder and sugarcane to make rockets, and Wandering Traders are the only way to get tons of different items. Well, that was a very long and boring talk about this video. Let's continue with the farm. I'm not gonna lie, I was kinda scared about this farm, but it honestly wasn't that hard to make, and the tutorial that I was watching was really easy to follow. The only problem is I needed a coral fan for the TNT duper, but I don't have coral fans. Or so I thought. This TNT duper didn't need a coral fan. Those things exist, what? But this has got to be one of the best parts about Minecraft, when you can see something that you spent some time on work for the first time. Or I guess somewhat work. Before we move on to the next farm, I want to show you the storage area that I built. I built it fully out of wood because I was happy. I honestly don't know why I built it, but I was running low on storage area, so I guess that. But I like it. It blends in with the village really well. Anyways, it's time for the final farm of the video. That is a tongue twister. This farm isn't super hard to make, but the payoff is well worth it. And I've built this farm in the past. That's right, it's an Enderman farm. I built it a little bit different than before, actually having them false that they're one hit. But other than that, it was pretty much the same. The only problem is this farm takes a lot of leaves. Like, I was super underprepared on how many leaves this would take. And then the Endermite never wants to actually go into the minecart, so I tried to be cheap with it and put it in a boat, but then the boat just ended up